Recently, Fayetteville sent a delegation to our sister city, St. Avold France. These goodwill ambassadors were welcomed with open arms and treated to tours of the city and more. One of the members of the delegation, Diane Parfit, shared details of the trip with us and told us why having St. Avold as our sister city is so perfect.
We became sister cities with St. Avold back in the early 90s, and it was the result of a lot of work by Martha Duell and her friends there to bring this connection together. And I think another aspect of it was the largest American cemetery in Europe is in St. Avold. And one of the people who went with us, actually two of the people who went with us, Gilly Revel and Harry Shaw, have a brother who's buried there. So there was that other connection that made it kind of a natural place that people from Fayetteville would want to go visit. We flew into Frankfurt, which is actually closer to St. Avold, because St. Avold is on the border of France and Germany. It's about 30 minutes from Germany. So we flew into Frankfurt, and they picked us up, and we went immediately to City Hall to have a champagne reception, and were greeted by, many of the city councilmen, some children who were dressed in native costume, and we just had a lovely reception and got a little bit of a tour of City Hall, and then we had lunch, and then they took us to the Gîte, which is where we stayed. And a Gîte is a French country home that's like a bed and breakfast, and it was very close to their downtown area. It was 5 or 10 minutes away, so we could rest that afternoon, and then we had another dinner and reception at a lovely restaurant in downtown St. Avold. Their downtown is somewhat like ours, but much larger because it's a smaller city, so everything is centered around the downtown. So that was our first day, and then every day was planned for something that would introduce us to the culture, to the community, to the people, to the business, to the schools. The third day we were there on Sunday was their Memorial Day celebration or ceremony. And as I said, St. Avold has the largest American cemetery in Europe. And so we went there for an absolutely wonderful tribute to the American troops that liberated St. Avold. Most of these troops were part of the Battle of the Bulge, and this was a very important ceremony. We presented a wreath on behalf of the City of Fayetteville, and John Henley, who was our official representative, did that presentation, but it was a very, very moving ceremony. We went to their middle school, which is called a college, and this is the school where the children visited Fayetteville about a month before we left. 20 representatives from this middle school went to Jack Britt and lived with families for about 10 days. And so we went to their school, and these just darling children greeted us. And so as we came in, we went through the courtyard to go to the library where we were going to have the reception, and there was a girl with a Carolina t-shirt on. And she had been one of the representatives who came, so she had her University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill t-shirt on. And the families of these children put on a reception for us. So it was very, very special to all of us to meet these children and then bring back little things to the mayor. They put together a little package for the mayor, and because he was very kind to them when they were here, so that was really special. One of the things I need to explain is the mayor of St. Avold, that's his job, but he's also a deputy in the National Assembly, and a deputy in the National Assembly is like a member of Congress. So he is a member of their National Assembly representing that region. So he invited us to come to Paris and to have a private tour of the National Assembly, which was like touring a small Versailles. It was gorgeous. So we had a tour of that, learned a lot about how the National Assembly works, and then we had a private reception, and the president of the National Assembly came in to meet us. He would be like the Speaker of the House. He is third in line behind their President Sarkozy. So this was a very powerful man who, obviously, the mayor of St. Avold is an up-and-coming politician in France, and he wanted us to come and have this great tour, learn a lot about their government, had this lovely reception, and then we had a private lunch in the private quarters. They love Americans. They recognize that the differences we have are at a political level, at a government level, and it happens all the time. And those things can wax and wane depending upon the political situation. I did not meet a person there who was not gracious and hospitable and generous with their time and just helping us learn about them. I really did feel like they're just like us. Their everyday needs, wants, and desires are just like ours. We're all human beings in this world together. I also felt that they very much want to learn to know us better on the small level of St. Avold Fayetteville. That is really what America is all about, and that's what France is all about. It's the people at the everyday level, all just working to get through this life the best we can and sharing those experiences with each other. Well, one of the things we did is we met with their Visitors and Tourism Bureau. For example, if you would be willing to host a family or a couple or some people from St. Avold in your home, you could sign up for it here in Fayetteville. We would communicate that with St. Avold, so you could set the stipulations of what would work for you, just 2 people, or I could take a family of 4. So you would open your home to them to visit. They're going to do the same thing there in St. Avold. So if you wanted to visit St. Avold, you'd contact them, the Visitors Bureau, and say, I'd like to come and I'd like to be in St. Avold for 3 days. I'd like to stay in a home if at all possible, and this is what you need. And we would all work that out together. So we're going to be sharing that with our Visitors Bureau and communicating those things so we can set up this exchange so it doesn't have to be an official visit. It can be and anybody who wants to do it can take part in this. Well, I feel very blessed that I had this opportunity to do this. I knew it was going to be an important trip. I knew that they were really going all out for their American friends, but until I got there, I did not realize how magnificent it was going to be. And they truly were generous and gracious and absolutely took care of us and made us feel like their best friends from the minute we got there till the minute they took us back to Frankfurt to catch the plane to come home. So they were genuine and gracious, and they are our best friends.